Well met. Welcome back to the channel. It has been a while, but today we are here to read through chapter 1037 of One Piece. It's time. A lot has happened in the previous few chapters, so the recap will be rather sizable. But yeah, very keen for One Piece. We'll get straight into it, of course. We had in the previous chapter the Zoro versus King conclusion, and a quick flashback to Kaido and King speaking of Joy Boy. Hint, hint. Very big, potentially. Kaido speaks of Joy Boy, and then as if like Joy Boy will create a new world, the legend that he is. So when he does reappear, like a new world or a new age will kind of happen, not unlike Roger, I'm guessing, or just a new century, kind of like how the Void Century is separated from everything else. Joy Boy is here to make a change in the world of One Piece. We're just waiting to see exactly how, who, and what it is. But yeah, they have a flashback there of, you see the camaraderie almost. It is between King and Kaido, and then it's immediately compared to how Zoro and Luffy are as well. His resolve is shown. We see his scene back on the Barity to never lose again. And then Zoro is able, after landing the final hit, to launch himself back onto the island with a nice up B recovery. Straight for Smash Brothers. But yeah, Zoro's back on the island. We see CP0. They're reporting to the rest of their squad about the whole overall situation of where the raid is at. They give a quick summary of the island and its location in regards to the flower capital and everything. They also kind of restate what's going to happen to the flower capital, and they still have no idea that Onigashima is on its way. And then also that the Kurozumi's burning hatred, the yokai, flaming demon thing that Kanjuro summoned, is still on the island and headed straight for the armory as well. We see Yamato. She does arrive at the armory, seemingly ahead of it, with Fuga, who kind of just crash tackles into the last number, Roki. And then Yamato asks him to keep Roki busy while she goes in, probably to try and deal with the explosives. Not quite sure what she has planned just yet. She might be trying to freeze them or something like that, but keen to find out what that's about, what she's got planned. We then go to Usopp, who's protecting Kiko and Kitamon, who seems to be fine, you know, he's whole again. Both halves reunited once more. He realizes while speaking to them that it's like, go save yourself. He realizes that running away right now is pointless, and he's sick and tired of them sacrificing, continuously trying to, you know, be honorable and sacrifice themselves and stuff. But he just says dying after coming so far would be such a waste. It's a very big character moment for Usopp. Very good, very good. Izo makes his appearance to come save him, kind of. Also calls Usopp God Usopp. Fantastic. He's very well known, of course. And he helps the samurai kind of escape. He's like, Usopp, leaving this to you. Riser and Fukurokuju are still locked in a ninja technique duel. Nice. Battle of will as the castle burns around them. And the fire has already caught up to Riser. I think it's on his feet or something like that. But yeah, they're locked in place until something happens there. Orochi is waiting for Fukurokuju with Komurasaki in one of the rooms. He's just chilling while Komurasaki's playing his favorite tunes. Hiyori's got some kind of plan there, but we don't stay there for too long. Pooh and Imbi. He's a cockroach. He's legged it again. He just leaves Drake to fight CP0. He must have like got a glimpse of how strong they actually are. He just bails out of the fight immediately. And the CP0 seem to have taken Drake down without too much of a problem. Like, they're both there. It was Drake and Inbi, I think, one of the numbers, versus the two CP0. They're just, Drake and Inbi are on the floor, and the CP0 are just kind of chilling, you know, dusting themselves off. Not exhausted at all. And then we see a bit more of the CP0 planning the next moves. So they know that, you know, in the next few minutes, the fate of an era will be decided. I think that's almost a direct quote of what they're planning. So they're not sure what the next moves are, but it really depends on what happens in the next few minutes. Luffy and Kaido's showdown on the roof. Whew. They are both starting to enjoy the fight. Luffy's continuous growth is showcased in these next scenes. We see he's tanking the hits from Kaido, probably heavily in part due to his devil fruit, but he's tanking the attacks and then able to land his own, you know, haki charged attack straight onto him. He just tanks a hit straight to the head, and he still has his arm prepared earlier. Fires it off in a rock gun, and they're both just absolutely beating the crap out of each other. It's fantastic. But yeah, it's, I don't know, depending on how this kind of arc ends and how much stronger Luffy, how much potential Luffy has to become, you know, one of the strongest in the One Piece verse later on. There, and what happens to Kaido, of course, that's probably a big one. There's potential for Kaido to have, like, or see Luffy as a rival, more so than he does now, but like a fighter kind of thing in the future. Kind of like how Shiki kept trying to fight Roger. Kaido would be like, it's time. Fight, you know? But anyway, the battle will be on quite a large scale, just like that. But it is very interesting to see them both like get into the fight here. It's also a bit like Roger and Whitebeard when they saw themselves on the island in the flashback. They're just like, oh yeah, it's time. But anyway, that is where the previous chapter led off, and that has been a very long recap, but it is definitely time to get into this. So, without any further ado, chapter 1037, Shuron Hake. What does that mean? It means drunk dragon bagua. Chinese read is famed for booze. Interesting. What I'm getting here is the English translation may be a bit better. Or the official translation, rather. And the title, German 66 Cold-Blooded Voyage Log, Volume 2. We see Judge and Reiju. Judge lets out a heavy sigh. And where the other brothers just sitting on the wall as well. Seem to be doing okay. The castle's taken a few hits, of course. Alright. Straight into the chapter. Flower capital. Oh no, Wano. You've had way too much. I know, you idiot. This is the only day of the year I can drink it all. The fire festival is coming to a close. Oh, they're starting to wind down now, are they? After tonight, it's back to our country's bitter reality. Right, Orochi? Quiet. You'll never know if one of his agents is around. Seems the festival is starting to wind down. So I said, they're gathering the sky lanterns ready. Oh, they're getting the sky lanterns ready. Oh no, that just means there's going to be even more confusion if... Oh. They see like sky lanterns up there and then it's like, oh look, an island. Okay. Time to write your wishes for our ancestors to see. Will they really make them come true? Of course. And then there's a few lanterns with notes on them. I want to see my mom again. Food for the kids. Oh. And then the biggest of them all. Meanwhile, Onigashima continues its approach. And where it looks like we're on the roof. Yeah. Smoke everywhere. Luffy's panting. Why are you drinking? Is having a little pause. Of course. Because I'm having fun. You want a swig? Oh, they're going to share drinks. Look at this. The capital is celebrating the Fire Festival today. And we were supposed to host a grand banquet here on Onigashima. Although you've pretty much ruined that. Yeah, he just bursts out laughing. You're totally wasted. And Luffy just charges forward. You better not use this as an excuse when you lose. You dumbass. He's not laughing, normally. Getting drunk won't weaken me. I've already acknowledged your strength. Luffy's charging up another huge, it looks kind of like a rock. Kaido's leaning on his club. I can't remember the last time I was challenged to a serious one-on-one fight. Woo! And then, oh wait, Kaido, is he a master of like the drunken style of fighting or something? What are we about to see here? He says, hey there, just completely like Matrix dodges Leo's punch. Shurod Hake. And then laughing, drunk, he's got, oh my goodness, look at him. He's gone hybrid. He's got the club above his head. He's just about to two-handed smash. What is that? Ragan Rock. Luffy takes the hit. You just see snap, 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 snap. It looks kind of thunder infused, of course. Luffy just hits the floor. Dome interior, live floor. He's gone through, of course. Wait, the roof is cracking. Did he go through? First the castle's on fire, and now the dome is unstable? Oh wait, Luffy's just holding his head. Ah! I'm enjoying this, but the castle and the island are half destroyed. Talk about useless. Seems like I can't even protect one lousy castle. Kaido is a little bit annoyed about that. Okay, makes sense. Obviously, base of operations a little bit destroyed. Although, when he drops the island, it's also not going to be in one piece, I would imagine. Anyway, Luffy kind of just tanked that. That hurt, damn it, you bastard. I guess we could rebuild. He's in a sad drug phase. Oh no. It'll take what? Around 5 years? I've got to keep my guard up. So Luffy just tanked it. He's back up, sprinting towards Kaido. I've got to keep my guard up. Kaido, I did my best. Woo. But maybe that's just not good. Oh, feels bad, man. Kaido's down in the dumps. And then Luffy's charging in. And it looks like Kaido's just started spinning around. Dragon Demolition Twister. Some of the rocks near Luffy have been sliced. He's in his crying drug phase. Get away, you damn brat. Oh no. And then he's gone back hybrid. He's transforming so fast. Wow, this is what you get when you don't back off. And then Thunder, Bart, and then Luffy standing up in Gear 2 pose. Don't get ahead of yourself. Bagua. And then Luffy, what is going on here? So he's immediately going for a Thunder Bagua, charging straight for him in hybrid. Luffy is already stretched out his arm back. It looks like Gear 2 is jumped above the attack. Lands on the club. Kaido's crying again. Take that, you drunk. Okay, it's not an arm. It's actually a foot, a leg. So he's going for a stamp right now. Take that, you drunk. Direct hit to Kaido's face. Very nice from Luffy. You see the shockwaves, the Haki infusion, of course. What's going on here? Kaido catches Luffy as he bounces backwards with his tail. Also tanking the hit. Wow. Kaido's crying. And they both go in for the headbutt. But they don't connect. Oh, they don't connect. You see the black Haki lightning coming out of it. His Haki's getting stronger? I was just starting to hit that good buzz. Why'd you have to sober me up, you brat? And he just fires his blast breath from his mouth. Damn, Luffy is getting much more powerful in a very short amount of time. Angry drunk phase. Surprised we didn't see the sky split again, although to be fair, it probably is already. So we see the blast breath. It looks like he keeps firing it. Luffy's jumping around dodging. Gomu Gomu no rock. And then he notices Kaido's up to something. Kaido's spinning with his club. What is he doing? So, okay, Luffy's going for a rock Gatling. Kaido spinning with his club. Gundari Meteor Shower. He's meeting Luffy's Gatling. Oh ho ho. That is looking nice. You see like Kaido swinging like a madman and Luffy doing his Gatling punches. Very nice. They're both taking hits. Okay, so they're not blocking each other. They're just taking the hits. Some connect with each other, but some are landing. Both kind of screaming at each other. Ah. Then we see Kaido going for another one. Luffy. Whoa, wait a minute. Kaido's gone for a right swing. Luffy's just kind of put his arm out to block it. Okay. And then he's coming with a stamp, but it looks like a rock stamp kind of thing. What he was doing with his arms earlier, he's doing it with his leg. Kaido's getting his mouth open. He hits him straight in the like stomach. That's a clean hit. Kaido, no eyes right now, just white. Luffy looking kind of stuffed, kind of tired. We're in the Holy Land. Wait. The Holy Land, Mary Jaw. Red line. Right here. It's as if this year's reverie was cursed. We should put aside what happened. Wait, we should put what happened aside for now. We need to know that though. Hang on. Wano is the more pressing issue. As to what happened, there was no way of knowing that the battle would go this far. I wonder if they're up to date with the latest information that CP0. I would assume they are, right? Nico Robin must have been apprehended by now. Okay, they're not. It's time to act. Okay. It wouldn't be out of place for someone to die unexpectedly during a war that involves Kaido and Big Mom. This is our chance to erase that nuisance. He's just calmly talking about murdering Nico Robin. Whoa. The Gorosei, huh? And then the seas around Wano. We've seen this before. All units standing by. What's the matter? What is that in the sky? Is that the smoke? There's a giant shadow. What is that? It kind of looks like a dragon, like silhouette, but at the same time, a giant shadow, huh? Well, there's a giant shadow. What is it? No idea. An island? He's speaking directly to the Gorosei. Okay, so the Gorosei are connected to the CP0, but they're connected to the fleets outside. That is impossible. That fruit is nothing but a legend now, even for us. It hasn't awakened in centuries. How else do you explain the world government giving a scientific devil fruit a unique name? Wait. Is it like Zo or something? There's a giant shadow. Official translation will hopefully be a bit clearer here. It's impossible. The fruit is nothing but a legend now, even for us. It hasn't awakened for centuries. How else do you explain the world government giving a scientific devil fruit a unique name? They were hiding the fruit's true name from the annals of history. What does this mean? They see a shadow in the sky. We can't tell which way he's looking, but Zunesha is like right behind them. And I wouldn't think... It's not the shadow that they're seeing, I don't think. Maybe it is. I don't know. If the guy's looking backwards, it is. But we're seeing like a forward shot of the ships. And there's like a shadow in the clouds ahead. And then Zunesha is behind them. Maybe they're just covered in the shadow from Zunesha. There's so much smoke here right now. Anyway, Zunesha's on the move, boys. Momo might be calling in a little bit of extra backup. Theory's gonna go wild again. It doesn't take much, does it? Alright. Let us check out Reddit. And here we go. The tragedy of Act 3 has arrived. Luffy took his coat off. Rest in peace, coat. Chapter 974 to 1037. Wow, damn. He wore the coat for a good 6% of the entire series. Aw. I wonder if Zo is the origin of all Zoan fruits. It's in the name, right? I mean, that would kind of... My goodness. What has he done? What if Zunesha is an ancient weapon? That's kind of what... I don't know. That's kind of what I was thinking initially. Like, they rename... But if Zunesha is an ancient weapon, you can only connect to it with the voice of all things, which not many people have. Oh, I don't know about that. And every type of devil fruit represents an ancient weapon. Maybe even the origin of those fruits. So they're all like budget versions of potential weapons that could have been ages past. It's kind of interesting. Brace for it. ZKK is finally here. Zunesha kills Kaido. Oh no. Jack gets Vietnam flashbacks. Yeah, Jack's already out of it, so he's okay. He's safe for this time. Okay. World government sweating after seeing Zunesha. Meanwhile, Jack, shoot that thing down. What kind of secrets? There's so much we just don't know. Although, again, very keen for some of the theories that come out this week. We're gonna have to look into this a bit more. Show it how mammoths used to hunt in ancient times. Points the entire Wano artillery on Zunesha. Just drop the island on it. It's Kaido's plan. Just like maneuver it over there if that's what you're going for. Marine rookie. At least we can chill in front of Wano and don't have to find a monster like Mihawk or Boa or the other Marines. Exactly. Zunesha, allow me to introduce myself. Damn, they're in for a surprise, to say the least. And then, oh, here we go. Zunesha, I've been told to walk for a millennium until a certain someone comes. Now I just wreck crap whenever my master commands. And where is my master now? He says right up your ass. But, it's, if he's talking about Murmur, he's the only one who's properly connected and that Zunesha's actually responded to. He is kind of desperate right now. Maybe he's unconsciously calling out to Zunesha for help. And, I mean, I could definitely see... Zunesha helping him pull up the island, or like at least catch the island. He like just walks up the waterfall, gets his trunk and catches Onigashima. That would be interesting. Kaido's power level seems to be drunk Kaido, weakest, sober Kaido, strong, drunker Kaido, the strongest. I don't know. It's the sober Kaido after he gets knocked out of the drunk state, where he seems to be like upset at his opponent. He's like, "Wait, killed the buzz," and then that's when he just goes ham. This is how dragons hunted in prehistoric times. Of course. Drunk Kaido's blessing I've never thought that I needed. Honestly, I low-key expected Luffy to accept his offer for drinks, and they share a cold one together before resuming their fight. I thought he might for a second there. Like he did let Kaido. He wondered what he was doing. He gave him the time to drink. If he was no chill, he would have just continued charging straight back in the whole time. But he did let him finish his drink. And just like legends say, this is how Chinese dragons used to fight and hunt their prey. Of course. I wonder why Oda is characterizing Kaido this way. The backstory is going to be crazy. And I can't wait half a year of flashback chapters. And he's like, no, seriously, wait. I'd read the whole manga just about Kaido. He's right. Anyway, this is, again, one of the few, like, anime where you actually do want a bunch of flashback to see more about the characters, but also more about the world. It's One Piece is so good. And then finally, let's see what the whole 22k comment spoiler thread is about. They're going to go crazy. Actually, that is a good idea. Hang on. Alright, I'll go one more. Damn, Zunesha showed up to see the outcome of the legendary fight of Raizu and Fukurakuji. Of course. What else could it be? Let me just go back and have a look at some of these spoiler threads. Because there is probably going to be a bunch more kind of theories, because they had it for an extra week. They've had it 8 days ago. I've never actually seen a spoiler thread before. Oh, it's like the full text of the chapter without the panel. Well, it's kind of, it's big, but you gotta wait for the panels, guys. All right, let's sort this one by top as well. Let's see what they've got. Wake up, babe. New Thunder Bagma variant dropped, okay? Getting spoilers for the spoilers now. We're in too deep, but I can't turn back. See, that's a danger zone in itself. Bro, back, gonna fly to South Korea. Try find the leaker and wake him up. He needs the spoilers. He needs the chapter now. Get him. Don't worry, everyone. I'm sure we'll find out what the shadow is in the new anime opening this week. That's also, unfortunately, kind of true. It definitely could happen. I mean, all they have to do is show in the anime opening, and they'll be fine. We've already read the chapter. It shows Zunesha in the anime chapter, in the intro, and they'll be fine. And then, how are we at 1.8k? This one's 8 days ago. 1.8k upvotes, and we only know the title. Are we really that spoiler deprived? 4.3 and still just the title. Holy. Even the spoiler's a cliffhanger now. So yeah, I'm not sure if the post was edited or anything, but the whole text is there now. Interesting. Interesting. Alright. Well, it's definitely another action-packed chapter. Focusing on the Luffy vs Kaido fight. But, yeah, just a little bit of sneaky world building right at the end there. Teasing us about the reverie, of course. Saying that Wano is more important. Don't worry about that for now. Alright, so I wanted to take a bit of a deeper look into parts of the chapter. A bit of a different type of situation for me, but we'll see how we go. Majority of the chapter is definitely enjoying the fight and the different phases of drunk Kaido and the way his power kind of scales between each form and the way that he's shapeshifting with his Zoan fruit between each phase of being drunk. Majority of the chapter, aside from the last 3 pages, is focusing on Luffy's continued growth and his ability to tank up the hits that Kaido's delivering, which do not look like small hits, but also the fact that Kaido has indeed begun to take him seriously. But wanted to look at the last couple of pages. It did take a couple more read-throughs till it started making sense a couple of times, just the way that it was worded in the translation that I read, but the official will hopefully clear things up there. So we start in the Holy Land, Merjoa, with the comment, it's as if this year's reverie was cursed. Definitely a teaser of what's happened so far, and you know, this is going to have a much larger impact once the rest of the world finds out, or at least once the readers find out in the next few chapters. We will know more about that when if the act ends and we have another short break, or the war is over, which is looking more likely at this point. So going back to the scene on the oceans outside of Wano. So I had a closer look at the ships and everything. The wind is blowing from behind the ships. All the sails, you know, full steam ahead, however you say that in nautical terms, as well as the flags on top of the crow's nest. They're also blowing forward or to the front of the ship. And when you look at the guy in the crow's nest reporting, he's looking the opposite way of the flags up top. So he's not looking at the dark smoke that's covering the island ahead. He is definitely looking at the shadow of Zunesha behind them. So whatever the kind of dark swirls are in the skies ahead, guess is as good as mine. They are kind of all over the horizon. Could be fireworks, smoke from the fight, or just, you know, maybe it's even the Haki clashes from all the big attacks that have been fired off. But yeah, he's definitely looking behind him and not at the smoke ahead of him. I just wanted to clear that up. So the Gorosei are clearly aware of the existence of Zunesha, though it would seem that they've left it alone to roam the continent since their comments of, it hasn't awakened for centuries. Kind of, yeah, we haven't worried about it. The younger member of the elders, the younger elder, seems a little bit more distressed that the world government went out of their way to change its name. Either the original devil fruit used possibly in a similar experiment, or actually referring to Zunesha itself. We definitely need more information about these conversations. They're so good at being vague about what they're talking about. And the reasoning that was given, assuming by the other elder there, was that the name was changed so that the original title of the beast or the fruit is to be removed, forgotten to time, much like another certain century. Suspicious? Very. So, from memory, this seems to be one of the first cases that we've seen that not all of the elders, not all of the Gorosei are on the same page here with their historical knowledge of the world. So we've seen them before. They're usually, discussing matters dealing with the future of the world, but not exactly historical events. The only other time we've seen them like this would have been back in the Ohara flashback. I think it's 395-ish, when Professor Clover was talking to them, and they gave the order for the Buster Call to go ahead and just to kill everyone on the island. So we see one of the elders reminding the younger elder of a potentially centuries-old decision from the way that he's worded it, but also a hint that they definitely know the power. At very least, they know what Zunesha is capable of, and this chapter basically confirms their suspicions that it's awakened. If they fear that or not is another thing to see. Unfortunately, this scene just raises even more questions. So we've seen Momo and kind of Luffy connect in a way to Zunesha, not unlike Shirahoshi connects to the Sea Kings. They kind of communicate with the voice of all things and await orders from a specific person or host kind of thing. This kind of begs a couple of questions. Many questions is what I have. Answers, don't know about that one. But it asks, it really begs the question, does the world government, or at least the Gorosei, know that this is how Zunesha operates? They're clearly aware of what it can do, but do they know how it actually works? Have they made any attempts to destroy it previously, or did they just see it's just cursed to walk? They even know that it's just walking around not doing anything. You know what, we'll leave that for now and not worry about it. Similar to how they left Wano alone, since it was annexed from everything, just cut off completely. It's like, okay, yep, Wano can do its own thing, yep, Zunesha too. And could they also have killed the previous host to communicate it? Was the last host like Joy Boy that long ago, and they were just satisfied that it wouldn't awaken again? So it's like, yep, we're good. It also has different questions just in the back of my head. How old are these guys? I know we've had so many theories about the age of the Gorosei, especially years ago, back to 2016. Their silhouettes, even back in the flashbacks with Ohara and everything, they haven't aged. It's been at least 20 years, I believe, in verse, since Ohara has happened. It was the young guy, the pointy beard guy, and the curly mustache Gorosei. Those three Gorosei were in the Ohara flashback, so you were missing the samurai and the judge-haired looking one. But yeah, it doesn't seem like they've changed at all in 20 years. So I guess it's not unlikely. You do see characters kind of retaining how they look over time in One Piece. A good example of that is Kureha, and some people just do live much longer. Maybe it's their location or something like that. But it is very sus, and it's just making me question the ages of each of the Gorosei, maybe individually, but also how easy would it have been for them to keep kind of replacing figurehead pieces of the world government, the elders, and not keep them up to date, or having to teach them the true history each time and then say, look, this is exactly what's happened, because you would hope that the people pulling the strings do know both sides so they can kind of decide which ones they want to keep. They say, so they know both sides of history, but they say, yeah, look, this stuff, we want to cover that up. So seeing them kind of argue in this manner, something new that we've experienced. It also kind of begs the question of, do the Gorosei know about the prophecies surrounding like Joy Boy, his return, and the creation of a new world, which some people believe to happen when he does reappear? Maybe a better question would be, how well do they know the rumors, and do they give them any credit, or just, you know, immediately dismiss them out of hand because it doesn't align with their own version of history that they're trying to keep people away from? As I said before, the heads of a conspiracy this large should most likely know about both the actual history of the world plus the version that they're just trying to edit out. Both would be best case for them, but we just don't know at this point. There is probably one person who should have access to both at the very least, and that would be Emu. But again, clutching its straws right now, since we don't really know or have much information on either parties. So looking at Zunesha and its potential role in Wano, we've seen the damage that it can do when it's properly commanded, or when it's able to act out on its own. However, we're unsure of the extent of its powers. Again, the Gorosei do seem to have at least an idea of this. We've seen Jack, when he attacks Zoe, stomping around, it caused Zunesha to kind of trumpet, so he knows what's happening around him. And we've also seen him when his leg was getting blasted by Jack's ship. He knows like how much damage it can take, but if it was in trouble from that kind of attack at sea, I would say that Zunesha is potentially considerably weaker than what it was, however, or whenever it was actually in its prime. So it might not be quite the durable beast that it was, but it still seems to have the offensive power at this point. And then we're also kind of having the thought of, well, why is it coming back now? I think the most likely, I don't know how to say that, the most likely scenario at this point would be Momo. Since he's had a connection with Zunesha before, he might be unconsciously or consciously crying out in desperation for a way to save the island. Zunesha has responded to him in the past, and maybe this is a way that Zunesha can get up to Wano. He's just climbing up the waterfalls, you know. He can get to Wano and help Momonosuke like catch or carry the island of Onigashima, you know, to safety, so that it doesn't land on the flower capital. You know, that would be nice. But it also could be Luffy. One or the other, I think, would be the most likely cases here. Now that he's had continuous rapid growth and development with his own haki, maybe he's able to now reach out a lot more and make the connection, just like how he got knocked off the roof with his earlier fight with Kaido. He's in the water. Literally, he cannot move thanks to the sea stone. Well, thanks to the sea, he's in the water. And he's reaching out with his haki to communicate with Momo. Maybe he's also got in contact with Zunesha. There's been many theories over the years, since about 2016-ish, when Zunesha was first commanded by Momonosuke, that there was a possibility of Zunesha being one of the ancient weapons. And the response that we're getting from the Gorosei seems very much in line with their initial response, or their initial introduction. When they were first introduced, one of their first lines was, "We want to prevent the ancient weapons from reappearing in the world." And this kind of almost denial, impossible, the fruit is nothing but a legend. And then, wait, did we cover this up? It's very suspicious in this kind of aspect. It's clearly something powerful that they've tried to keep hidden, but is it one of the things that would be classed as an ancient weapon? We're going to have to wait to find out, unfortunately. Hopefully we get a bit more information over the next few chapters. So either way, still a bit new to the whole reviewing process, so gonna leave it there for now. Definitely, I have more questions than I have answers for after going back and looking at things. It's definitely supposed to be the other way around, but that's kind of the great thing about One Piece. So as we get into more detail with each chapter, the world really draws you in. I spend like 3 or 4 hours at least just going down rabbit holes, but it was great. Like, it's great fun to reread it and just pick up stuff that you might not have seen the first time, or yeah. Anyway, very rough to get thoughts on paper is what I want to go with. So I'm going to leave it there for now. Thank you very much for watching, listening, or reading along for the chapter if you did that as well. But yeah, fantastic series. We'll catch you in the next one. Not sure if any movies are coming out, so it might be the next One Piece chapter in a couple of weeks. But yeah, thanks for coming. Catch you in the next one.